No zombies were harmed in the making of this game. Huh. Interesting. It was so funny that I forgot to laugh. Good one, Capcom. Hello. Oh, we're gonna win this thing. Oh, we just lost. What? God, son of a bitch. Okay, so Resident Evil 3 was disappointingly short. They cut a lot of content out that was previously in the original, but hey, there is something new. They have a multiplayer game to make up for all that. Well, how is the multiplayer game? Is it awesome? Does it live up to its own expectations, whatever that may be? Is it good? Nope. No, it is not. Resident Evil Resistance is what you get if you were to combine Friday the 13th with Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a 4 versus 1 game where a group of young test subjects try to escape while the villain tries to kill them through the means of manipulating the whole building with the use of surveillance cameras. As survivors, your job is to work together to find various keys, puzzle pieces, and breaking test tubes in order to open up checkpoint save rooms where you can restock on supplies and also heal up safely, and eventually make your escape either as a team, which gives out the most XP the more people stay together, or alone if you don't think you can wait up, or if you happen to be the only one left. There are time penalties for getting attacked, but there are also time rewards for completing any certain other task. The survivors win if the exit opens and at least one survivor escapes, and the mastermind wins if the timer runs out for the survivors, or all the survivors get downed or die before at least one other survivor respawns, or if they all die during overtime, which disables survivor respawns. Oh, that's right. Survivors also win if the mastermind quits the game. Here's where RE Resistance goes wrong for me, on both sides. This whole multiplayer game is one huge rotten mess right now. I don't like how the survivors get to respawn not only infinitely, but also very frequently, as long as there's time left. I had the same issue with Doom Eternal's multiplayer, but here it feels twice as bad because there are 4 of them. Now, you'd think that being the mastermind would be where all the fun is, because you get to take control of everything, of certain enemies like tough zombies, or even bosses like William fucking Birkin or Mr. X. And yes, it is fun taking control of bioweapons. It's fucking awesome, actually. What isn't fun, however, is changing from camera to camera over and over trying to keep up with the survivors is a fucking drag. About 90% of the time, all you do as a mastermind is this. Trying your absolute hardest to stop them in their tracks, from spawning zombies and dogs right under their feet, or lock doors that they can just break down anyway, or set up traps and mines which can be detected so easily, or by mounting a turret to the camera which can also be shot down or hacked with very little effort on their part, all while waiting for your abilities to cool down, just to do it all over again. This doesn't make me feel like a mastermind of anything. This just makes me feel like I'm managing a daycare center, trying to stop the kids from escaping. This is literally, to me, Resident Evil Daycare, with the occasional awesome control as a big bad boss with straight abilities when you can. I also don't like how you need to rank up with Annette in order to even play as the other 3 masterminds, especially when all 6 survivors are available to you right from the start. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it's just me, but I prefer playing as a survivor. You're not alone, there's less pressure, there's more teamwork, and the gameplay is obviously more familiar. I also kind of dig how each survivor has his or her own unique special abilities and powers. Valerie is like the recon of the group, where she can scan the areas to help find certain items, keys, and even locations of enemies and traps. January is the hacker, where she can shut down any camera and even has this really powerful EMP blast that disables almost everything in a certain vicinity. Um, Martin is a very defensive person and can be used as support. Same with Tyrone, who is also more like the medic of the team. Samuel is a hand-to-hand combat specialist whose melee attacks are the strongest of them all. As for Becky, well, she sucks. All she can do is kneel down and shoot to increase her accuracy or something, and her ultimate ability only allows her to have infinite ammo for like 10 seconds before taking a few minutes to cool down. It would have been much more helpful if she can supply ammo boxes or something for her whole team instead, but whatever. So that's pretty much all there is for me to say about Resistance, gameplay-wise. Oh, and there's also microtransactions for both survivors and masterminds. You can earn plenty of points in matches to keep unlocking loot boxes, but I don't like how a lot of them look like they are essential. It makes it seem as though the game is actually pay to win in a lot of cases, which is a big problem. It also comes as no surprise that this game occasionally has really bad lag. I suppose the official release of this is also the beta, considering the beta was pretty much fucking cancelled until the last minute, but it really shows that the game is still in bad shape, and that it wasn't even functional when it was supposed to be back in March 27th. And lastly, you will sometimes go minutes before finding a match. Right here, it took me over 6 minutes to find one. As a survivor, mind you, it's almost always even longer trying to find a match where you have a lucky 20% chance to be the mastermind in a lobby. So either this game's matchmaking is kind of fucked up, or this community is already almost dead within the first week of launch. Probably both. My final score for this multiplayer addition to Resident Evil 3 is a 4 out of 10. I don't know what the hell Capcom was thinking here. Instead of cashing in on a dumb, unoriginal survival multiplayer game that they clearly do not excel at, they should have just done what they do best and given us the whole Resident Evil 3 remake experience, complete with all the content that is now missing from the original. It really sucks, because for $60 you have a single player that is way too short and a multiplayer that is way too flawed. The end result is not a good package at all, especially when you factor in certain people who only want to play the single player and fewer who would only be interested in playing Resistance. If they had divided these products into two $30 games, people would have been way happier with both of these. But $60 for both when there are no other options just blows. In the end, I encourage fans to wait for a sale. $40 sounds fair. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and thank you for watching.
The Gamer Gods!
Fail!